Hello guys, today I'm going to be breaking down the first episode of season 2 of Euphoria, and there are some revealing scenes that might be telling us where these characters are heading and what can we expect to happen this season. The most incredible thing about this episode is that the creators of the show chose a single night to tell the story, and this special night is nothing more than the New Year's Eve. As we know, the New Year's Eve is a very special date where we promise things, we hope things will get better, things will be greater. We also want to separate ourselves from our old selves and forget all the negative things we didn't like about last year. In other words, we make resolutions. With that in mind, you can imagine why it's so symbolic that the first episode was entirely on New Year's Eve. Pay attention to the name of the episode, Trying to Get to Heaven Before They Close the Door, alluding to erasing sins, making a resolution, and not leaving loose ends. That's why it was so important that Nate got what he deserved, forsake, and Rue and Jules finally got back together. It was a very bold play from the creators to decide that already in the first episode, the audience would get everything they wanted, so they could be free to create a whole new feel for the season with different colors and takeoffs. But for us, what's left? The bad guys hurt, the protagonists are together, we're pretty much empty handed. The funny thing is that we're not at all disappointed or feeling some sort of emptiness. Instead, it reveals that we trust so much the show that the question what now doesn't even cross our minds. To get some predictions out of this episode, the main thing I'm going to explore is the flashlight scenes. A creative and beautifully done scene that says a lot.
Of telling it almost in these sort of snapshots, these portraits, these fleeting moments.
At first I thought it represented the light from the fireworks since it was almost the countdown, so it could be reinforcing how they were at the moment would somehow reflect on the new year, like when you have a bad New Year's Eve and you're afraid your whole year will be crappy.
It's almost as if you're going back and looking at photos and you came across a shot of someone at a party.
But if the flashlights represent photos, we can ask ourselves, what do these scenes, these photos, add to the show and add to the plot? Why did the directors choose to do the scenes like that? First of all, what is a photograph, guys? It's something that frees a moment, that immortalizes a moment, and you can't change what's going on in a portrait. So these scenes could be literally portraying what the characters are going to face this season. I see it as Sam doing a visual metaphor, which is very common in cinema. Let's try to look deeper into the flashlights. Pay attention to Kat looking to the nothing like she's not even there, while Ethan, her new boyfriend, looks at her but is not being corresponded by her. Meaning, will Kat be able to feel powerful and free, everything she conquered last season while maintaining a relationship? Will she feel like herself? Will Ethan maybe castrate her? Will she feel trapped with him? In the glance of Nate, Cassie, and Maddie, the new love triangle, you can see Cassie's desperate expression while dancing with Maddie, who's just having a good time with her best friend. And look at how Cassie turned her back at Maddie, literally. Therefore, Maddie will probably be naive for some episodes, while Nate has a double trouble, which is why he's standing in the middle of the girls and why he's drinking. Last but not least, Rue and Jules. They are shown apart from each other. Jules appears to be upset, sad, kind of angry, or maybe disappointed. She's turning her back to something like she's running away. Might be foreshadowing her future relationship with Rue, meaning that it will always end in disappointment. Meanwhile, Rue in her portrait is totally high. It feels like she's more trapped inside her own thoughts and feeling, but she clearly knows what she wants. At first, she just looks at it, but then, thankfully, she gets the courage she needs to pursue it. But she's still holding an expression of fear, as if to say, will Rue be able to connect with Jules without using drugs, to fully engage in that relationship and still get clean? And guys, the episode could end there, with our thoughts on those questions. But surprisingly, the next scene solves the drama. Rue starts to open up, and soon they are blending, they are mixing into each other, with an incredible work of the director of photography and the post-production team like Chef Kiss. The resolution wasn't expected, but like I said, it had to happen so the path can be free to new things to arrive. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be making every week a video with different things about Euphoria, so check out. I hope you enjoy it, really, for real. Let me know in the comments what your theories are about season 2, and I'll see you around.